Hey, it's Jason Creel. I want to talk about some of the mistakes that I made starting out in the lawn care business and mistakes I see other people make. First mistake that I feel like I made when I started out, and this has to do with the question I get a lot, is about pricing. And I felt like that looking back, my prices were too low. Here is part of the problem with price in lawn care, and this is, I think, a problem when you start out. All right, for me, starting out, I had very little knowledge about lawn care, and I needed the money. And so basically I had been working with a friend of mine 1 or 2 days a week who had about 10 years experience in lawn care. I was also being a delivery driver for a local steak restaurant. So doing that, I'd made about $12 an hour, I think, working with a friend of mine. He paid me maybe $12 an hour cutting grass, and that was more helpful from learning and watching him, what he did. And so there was some benefit from it. But from a money standpoint, here's what kind of goes through my head is that, hey, well, I'm making $12 an hour, and so if I just go cut grass and make $20 an hour, then that's great. Look, that's $8 more an hour, you know. But that's a very poor business mindset. And so fortunately at the time I was not married, didn't have any kids, was living very cheap, so you know, you're able to learn from your mistakes. But what I think about now, and how I think about it differently, is not that my prices are high, for instance. I think they're kind of middle range, but I think it's a better idea, in my opinion, to price it right from the start, as opposed to, some people have this mentality that I'm going to go in at a cheap rate, build my business up, and then 2 years later I'll go up on everybody. Well, I'm not saying that can't work, but in my opinion, a better idea would be to price it right from the beginning, sell yourself on service and what a quality job you're going to do, and then try not to go up on rates, you know, very often. I'm not saying you don't ever go up. I'm just saying the idea I'm going to hook them cheap and then go up. Part of the problem with that is, one, people don't like to have their prices increase. I mean, you do it when you have to, but it's not a pleasant thing for the customer. The other thing is, when you are pricing yourself at low prices, you get a particular type of customer sometimes who wants that low price. That can create some problems, and they are not interested in paying higher. They are looking for the cheapest price. That's why they hired you to start with. And so that's not exactly the kind of customer you want to build your business around. So looking back, I see that as a mistake I made. I think pricing is critical in the lawn business. I think when you start in low on prices, it's a misunderstanding of what all the expenses cost to keep up a lawn care business, especially when you get employees. But even without employees, when you're talking about insurance and equipment and all the maintenance and stuff that goes in, I mean, it's like, and they don't expect the customer to understand that, because most of the time they don't. I mean, they think, wow, you know, I can't believe you charged me $50 to cut my grass, and it only took you 45 minutes, or you know, whatever. I mean, just using that as a number. But most of those type people that make comments like that, I would dare to say, have never owned a business and have no idea what it costs to run a business. And so don't worry about that. You price it where you know you need to price it to be profitable, and because you don't want to price it too low and get out there and now you're just working to work. You got more work, but you're not making the money. And so looking back, I think I should have priced higher. And looking back too, I think once I had customers that were very loyal to me over the course of several years, and I had the prices a little too low, I probably should have went up on the prices to correct the problem, and then start pricing it right from then on out. So hope that helps. Thanks.